Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This one was sent in by Sarmatian, and he's up to his old tricks again. We saw a replay recently that was quite one-sided. He brought a Sunmaker and just completely tore apart a Skaven army. Well, he's doing it again, except he's gone a little bit further this time. Has science gone too far? Yes, it has. So he has 2 Hellstorm rocket batteries and the Sunmaker, which is just an obscene amount of artillery. And honestly, the Hellstorm rocket batteries, they cost 1,100, but they're worth about 400. They just suck. Nothing will change my mind on these guys. They're just terrible. For some reason, the Sunmaker is brilliant, but the Hellstorm rocket batteries are just terrible. They are the worst units in the game. A mortar can do more damage to them against units that you'd expect the Hellstorm rocket battery to do well against, right? Big blobs of infantry. Mortars do better for almost half the price. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, Hellstorm rocket batteries, I hate them. But, hell, it's hilarious. Look at all this. And also, huge amount of unbreakable stuff here. So he's got Flagellants, Tattersouls, Sigmar's Sons, Flagellants. All this stuff will perform really well against clan rats, and they will just hold stuff at bay for a hell of a long time. And that is vital, because it means all the artillery can keep bombarding things. And if these guys do get struck by the odd rocket, it's not going to affect their leadership, which is amazing. It's only going to affect the leadership of the things they're fighting, which means the thing they're fighting is going to break a lot quicker, so they're going to break even on the amount of, you know, the amount of guys they might lose in that fight, but the enemy is running away and they aren't, so they can keep pressing the advantage, which is pretty great. Also, some crossbowmen, they're good against, you know, quite a lot of Skaven things, to be honest. You know, sort of Death Runners, very expensive, lightly armoured Plague Monks, very expensive, lightly armoured Plague Monk Censer Bearers, very expensive, lightly armoured. Crossbowmen can do well there. Rat Ogres too. There's a lot of good targets for the crossbowmen, so it's interesting to see them. I tend to prefer Free Company, but these guys do have better range and they do have a nice arc, so they can help in the sort of infantry line a lot more, rather than just shooting at things like Rat Ogres. So Hell Pit Abominations as well are great. So also, Halberdiers. So it is nice to have something in the back with some armor piercing and also some anti-large, because none of this stuff is anti-large, so if there are a load of large things you need to deal with, the Halberdiers will certainly help. And over here, there is just one unit, the Empire Knights, that have some mass that can actually block things in and allow the Halberdiers to catch, so these Empire Knights are going to need to be kept very, very safe. Also, his Lord, way over here already, it's Balthazar Gelt. Yep, he's got Gelt. And he's basically just got Final Transmutation and, was it Searing Doom, isn't it? It's not Piercing Bolts, it's Searing Doom. Yes, I get those 2 spells confused, the names of. Anyway, so Searing Doom. So, I'm not sure why. I mean, it's alright in a pinch if stuff really blobs up, but it's all about the Final Transmutation. With Arcane Conduit and the stuff of Valance, he can get so much magic out. He can use Final Transmutation like 6 times non-overcasted. It's ridiculous how many spells Gelt can get out there. So, his opponent, Tretch Craventail. Never see Tretch. That's really good to see. I like that. Also, a couple of Rat Ogres back here. He's got a Warlock Engineer, which is great for catching out flying units. Yes, he has Howling Warp Gale. Also, he's got the Warpstone Armor, so he will do damage to infantry while he's in combat with them. So that is nice. But against a ton of damage dealers in the front line, he's not so good in that situation. Also, plenty of Skaven slaves, a load of Night Runner slingers and Gutter Runner slingers with poison. So a load of slings. All the slingers actually very good at dealing with sort of handgunners or crossbowmen or any of that backline stuff. The slingers are very good at dealing with. So the Empire need to be careful there. And what else? 2 Poison Wind Globadiers. Very, very nice to see these guys. Very good anti-large. They will really help with all the, you know, expensive cavalry and scary things like that tend to run circles around the Skaven quite well. Also over here, Death Runners. Death Runners, very good if they can catch out cavalry. So, speeding things up. A lot of shots fired, a lot of dead slaves. Doesn't really matter too much, but also, these are Storm Vermin, and they have half health now. So that's kind of nice. But Sunmaker, 41 kills. The other 2, 14 and 6. Yep. Yep, Sunmaker is just so much better. So much better. So, chewing through all of these guys. Lovely. Because yeah, the thing is, it's got full chevrons, because it's Regiment of Renown, so that makes it more accurate. So it fires twice as fast, but it actually hits things, you know, far better than the other ones do. So you'd think, oh, it should be doing twice as well as the others because it's shooting twice as much stuff, but it's actually way better than twice as good because they hit more. So it can just do so much more work. So anyway, it's just a lot better. It's a heck of a lot better. I mean, you can tell the price disparity is massive between them. It's 1,100 to 1,800, but even then, it's... I mean, 1 Hellstorm rocket battery, I feel like you need like 7 of them to do the work of a single Sunmaker. It's pretty ridiculous. So, a load of units pushing forward, and Howling Warp Gale has been used on Balthazar Gelt. And this is pretty bad for him. This is pretty bad. Poison Wind Globadiers, the anti-large, certainly helping, but just all the slings are really good at dealing with Gelt, because he just doesn't have the armor. He's only got 50, so he will take a lot of punishment from any of these ranged units. I mean, any of them. And the slings have a lot better range, so as long as he's Howling Warp Gale in range of the Poison Wing Globadiers, you can be sure that the other ones will be able to reach him too. And also, all these things will be very good at killing Flagellants too, that have 0 armor. It's very bad. But over here, Flagellants, you can see, are chasing off these clan rats. Very crafty to have the clan rats run away just to bait out the Flagellants. That was a very impressive move by the Skaven. And sadly, these Death Runners have gotten in the back and chewed up the Silver Bullets. That's a real pity. That is a real pity. They're going to chew up the Halberdiers too. Death Runners are just better. But the Crossbowmen are on the case. They're trying to shoot the Death Runners. It will certainly help. And now the Storm Vermin are charging in. And charging downhill, it's actually perfect for something like the Hellstorm Rocket Batteries or the Sunmaker. This is the perfect map for it. Because they're running down the hill. Even if you just go slightly too high, if it was a flat plane, it would go much further away. But it's just going to slam into the side of the hill, rather than going further away. Sorry, still got a bit of a cough. I know, I can't shake it. So they just got massacred in seconds. Very impressive. But the Rat Ogres have all made a move to get in here. Tretch is on his way, and Clan Rat still pushing forward. The Sling's doing a lot of damage to all these unbreakable units, which is pretty rough. But over here you can see the Sigmar Suns having a whale of a time fighting all this stuff. A load of the Gutter Runners have been pushed into them. And now this Hellstorm Rocket Battery is getting butchered by the Death Runners. I mean, the Sunmaker, yeah, that's got caught out, but it's got almost 200 kills already. So you kind of think, fair enough, it's done its job, right? This side, though, no, not so much. That Hellstorm Rocket Battery still had plenty of ammo left, but I just didn't have the time to use it. And over here, luckily, this one is still going, because these Rat Ogres got chased away by the Empire Knights. But Tretch, he's in the fight now. Another Howling Warp Gale. Oh god, Sarmatian, why are you leaving Gelt so close to the front line? This is so dangerous. So everything's trying to shoot Gelt again. That is a bit of a pickle. Yep, he's getting absolutely melted. That's really bad, but upgraded Final Transmutation's going to come down. And there it is. So, you can see the Warlock Engineer getting absolutely murdered. And the Hellstorm Rocket Battery trying to shoot at the Slingers. You know, there's big blobby units here. They are quite spread out, which does actually help the Hellstorm Rocket Battery that just shoots in every single direction ever. But, you know, we'll see. And now this is the weird thing. You might have noticed, as soon as Gelt broke, the spell disappeared. And that always happens. For some reason, Final Transmutation is one of those spells that the spellcaster has to remain in the fight for the entirety of the spell. So he did manage to break these Poison Wing Globadiers, the Warlock Engineer, and eventually those Poison Wing Globadiers got finished off by the Tattersouls, but he probably could have killed them all if he didn't get routed there, and it's all down to those Slingers being a pain. And now the Slingers are shooting the Hellstorm Rocket Batteries, and their crew cannot withstand a load of Slinger fire. Over here, though, Rat Ogres were caught out, which is very nice. There are still some crossbowmen, and way over here, you can see these crossbowmen are being chased off, which is actually very good for the Empire, because the Death Runners and the Clan Rat Spears, they're being wasted by doing that. And these Flagellants that did get chased off, that did sort of get, well, led astray by those Clan Rats, they can now join the fight. And they're only worth 600, that's worth 9 and 300, so we're talking about half the price here. And the Flagellants will trade very well against this stuff. So it should be good. Should be good to see. Flagellants really going to make work of themselves. And now, you can see the cavalry is trying to charge in, but the Poison Wing Globadiers are back. And one volley from them and they could be in serious, serious trouble. And here, you can see, there is the Gutter Runners and only Skaven Slaves. But those Gutter Runners with poison, they're a threat. So it's good to get rid of them. Over here, though, the Rat Ogres are on their way back. And these crossbowmen have been pretty much on their own. So they're going to try and get a volley in. Try to break them. Nope, they've changed their mind. They're going to run. They're going to run. They need to run. So, Knights are coming back in. He has to polish off these Rat Ogres, or else he's going to have no chance. So, he's charging in. Slings still shooting to the back of these Empire Knights. Whittle them down. Halberdiers, they can come back into the fight. Come on. Come back. But here you can see, yep, Flagellants fighting everything. And oh no, their armor's been halved. From 0 to 0. Oh no. Terrible. Terrible. And here, this is a pity. Crossbowmen got in range of the Slings, trying to escape the Rat Ogres, and they've been polished off. That is a real problem. Oh, also, Gelt did go. He's gone. He's up there. Why not? So, yep. Crossbowmen being chased away. Bit of a problem. You know, Rat Ogres, they're running though. That's nice. Sigmar Suns, they're still going, but they are suffering a lot of damage here. Those Slings, the damage really adds up. But here, this is great. This is great. Empire Knights dealing with these Poison Wing Globadiers, and they could have been a real threat to him. You know, that's the biggest threats to the Empire Knights. Well, that and Tretch, I guess. Yeah, Tretch wouldn't be great there either, to be honest. Way over here, Flagellants doing pretty well. you know, dealing with those guys, so that's nice to see. Would have been nice if they had some backup with crossbowmen or something, just to kill the Death Runners a little quicker, or even just Empire Knights charging into the back of them. You know, Death Runners, they are great if they can get the jump on some cavalry, but they do struggle just getting cycle charged. You've got to spot them first, that's kind of the difficulty with them. So, you know, still great against Cav, but they have to be the one to pick the engagement. So here, Empire Knights are pushing up, managed to break these Knight Runners, but yeah, more Knight Runners, and these are Gutter Runners. The Gutter Runners are going to be far more formidable in combat. They're not going to break half as quick as the Knight Runners do. So it seems like, oh, you just yo-yo between them all and break them all. But he's going to charge into these Gutter Runners, and they're not really going to budge very quickly. Yeah, they're not really going to care. And the charge got slowed down too, because they do have those snare nets. So, yep, Empire Knights did get slowed down there. And over here, Tretch is still fighting. Balance of power very much in favour of the Skaven. Over here, you know, we've got some unbreakable units, of course, but there's only 11 left. So they are slowly getting whittled down, mostly because of the surround on them. Being surrounded, a lot of that melee defence being negated. They don't have the best melee defence to begin with. Sorry. God, this throat. Anyway, so Tretch, he's still fighting this Halberdier unit, and he'll be there for quite a while. He is taking some pretty substantial damage, truth be told. But the balance of power is still shifting pretty badly towards the favour of the Skaven. And here the Empire Knights are doing what they can, but they're really getting whittled down. They just can't get a good enough hit on these Gutter Runners. And now that these guys are shooting in as well, they're trying to break away. A nice downhill charge would be great, but they just don't have the health left. And that's enough for army losses to trigger. So that's game. That's game. So, you know, we did see that one replay from Sarmatian a while back. It just seemed like, oh yeah, Hellstorm, Rocket Battery, and all the rest of it. Oh, what cheese. But yeah, you can take it too far. And he did here. It was a brilliant fight. And I'm amazed, you know, the Sunmaker still did great. But for 1100, the Hellstorm Rocket Batteries just, ugh. I mean, sure, some of them were expensive units. I mean, I guess these Stormvermin got taken out, but I think that was mostly the Sunmaker that did that. Hellstorm Rocket Batteries could have been any other unit. I mean, that's 2,200 funds. If you just brought nothing but Swordsman for that price, he would have won hands down, I think, because that was just ruddy close. I mean, hell, he could have brought 2 Empire Knights and 2 Swordsmen for the price of these two. I think what 2 more units of Empire Knights could have accomplished. So yeah, it's a little bit silly. Gelt, he did a fine job. That final transmutation, you can just melt units very, very successfully with that. And if you got a whole pile of sort of Doom Wheels and the Plague Furnaces and all those very expensive, irritating units, things like final transmutation are great against that. Or if it's just entirely Storm Vermin, you know, if you can get them to blob up at all. Obviously, all the Hellstorm Rocket Batteries are very good for dealing with Storm Vermin, but if it's all Storm Vermin, then yeah, it might be a bit of a stretch. So yeah, just get him to blob up and hit him with the final transmutation. I think it works really well. And he is very flighty, but you do have to watch out for Howling Warp Gale. Yeah, that was painful to watch. Poor Gelt. Poor Gelt. But yeah, great fight. Really cool fight. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.